Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Strickland, as you know, I introduced the DOTCOM Act last week with several of my colleagues as co-sponsors. Is NTIA opposed to the Government Accountability Office providing to Congress prior to a transition of IANA functions? Are you opposed to a Government Accountability Office review to ensure what you have testified today is true?
Well, Congressman, as I understand it, you can request a GAO study.
Well, my question is, do you oppose us asking for a Government Accountability Office review to ensure your testimony today that we have comfort in that?
I see. It doesn't really matter what I think. You
no,
request that study.
You're here. Do you oppose, or do you say it's not a big deal? Go ahead.
I'm in favor of full discussion of these issues.
So
I'm happy to talk to you.
So you agree? So you support a Government Accountability Office review? It could be helpful.
I neither support nor oppose it. I'm simply telling you.
I wish Mr. Dingle was here. If Mr. Dingle, yes or no, would you support a Government Accountability review of this transition?
Again, I have no problem full airing and discussion of these issues.
So I guess I'm going to take that as a yes. Mr. Chahadi?
I do not have a view on a particular government.
You all made a great promise.
Having said that, I will commit to you, as I did yesterday, that everything we were asked to do, we will do in full transparency to you and to the world.
So a Government Accountability Office review of this proposal should not be a challenge or at risk to you?
I think reviews by anyone, and there will be many around the world, of our accountability in that process.
So I guess I can assume that as a yes.
Well, again, I do not, as I told you yesterday, ICANN is a global organization.
We have to. No, I only got 2 minutes. I've got like 3 questions, and if I have time, I'd be happy to. Secretary Gross.
I'd like to associate myself with the prior comments, but I will say that more information is better. The process should be open, should be transparent. More information is always helpful.
And we understand the GAO is the Government Accountability Office. It's our arm. It's nonpartisan. It evaluates to ensure that things that we're concerned with, we have another look, which is what you all are saying. I'm actually kind of shocked at the frustration of this, because I think it would help bring more education, more transparency, and maybe resolve some of the fear. Ambassador Gross, what is to prevent a multi-stakeholder model from then choosing to transition to a government-led ITU model of Internet governance?
I think you've gone to the very core of what will be required of any proposal going forward. The problem we all have, and I include myself in this, is that at the moment we are at the beginning of a process. To answer your question, your important question, we have to know the answer at the end. We don't know that. The question now becomes one for the community, the Internet community, to come up with a creative, important, and belt and suspenders answer, so that the question you ask is fully answered.
And don't you think we have a right to ask these questions?
I think undoubtedly so.
And the government to do the investigation to find out some of these answers?
I think that it's completely up to all of you to be able to figure out what your comfort level is.
Thank you. Mr. Shahadi, I've been involved in Eastern European issues my whole career up here. What is the current Internet country code for the Crimea region of Ukraine? Is it .ru or is it .ua?
Again, we follow what the UN, in terms of country codes, we follow the UN coding. So even when South Sudan was created, we had to wait for the UN to issue the actual code, and then that's when we...
So you don't know right now of any plans to change that?
No.
Thank you. I'm going to end there. I just want to highlight to my friends here on both sides, we take an oath to support and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. We take that seriously. I don't pledge to some international organizations or governments. Due diligence by the legislative branch of this government is not harmful to this process. In fact, I would argue that it could be very, very helpful, and I appreciate your testimony in support of that, and I yield back.